You know who this is? That's Erica Arvold.
And you know who that is?
I'm Richard Warner. And we have a etiquette thing. And this is something, we were talking about this. No one really tells you these things.
No.
You learn them, either you get burned learning them or you just do this. And this is an important thing, keeping your eyes open, really making sure. And we're going to start this. The question is about this, is that people have been on shoots and they're in a holding room someplace, be it an audition room or they're waiting in a tent as extras, and there can be distracting annoyances, actors talking too loud and all that. And this person asks us, what can they do in a graceful way to stop this so they can prepare the scene so they can do their work? But you take it to a larger thing, which is, I think is really lovely, which is people do work at different times, right?
Right. I mean, let's say the situation is a set. And I've just been on a set a whole lot in the last 2 weeks. And every department, whether it's, someone from the special effects department or a grip or the director or one of the stars, everyone is doing their work. And the way that it all comes together, of course, makes the project, but everyone does it at a different time. Yes. So when one department A has a little bit of downtime, Department B is working really hard, and Department A's downtime needs to not influence that work of Department B because they're reciprocating when Department A is doing their work. And that's why, pressure, time, all of that stuff, it's such high stakes that if you're just buzzing and having a conversation and shooting the breeze, that actually may influence another department's work.
Clearly.
So I think erring on the side of shutting up is always best. And certainly there are some creative things that you do need to maybe shoot the breeze. You need a little, because it's so pressurized, but just make sure it's removed and not influencing or making a difference in someone else's department or hindering someone else. I think just that awareness means you're professional. Having that awareness, having that thought process is a mandatory part of being asked back and being hired again. And that applies, as you said, in audition rooms, in audition waiting rooms, in extra holding tents, all sorts of things. This isn't a party. It is work.
Right.
And it could seem like a party because it's creative and you want everything to be relaxed and flow and good, but you have to be aware enough to know the difference between a party and work.
Absolutely right. And as soon as you step on the set, as soon as you enter that world, you're at work. And that's true when you're in the holding room. So here's some tips from maybe in the audition room, because this has happened a number of times. The audition waiting room to audition. Okay. Why do actors do this? Well, here are a couple of things that I've observed. They do it out of nerves. They're so nervous, and this is a way they dispel their nerves or calm themselves down. Of course, that doesn't help anybody else. Or I've actually had actors that I call them saboteurs. They sabotage. They attempt to get into your head because they know your competition. Believe it or not, there are actors out there who do that.
I'm so glad I'm removed from that.
There are actors who really try to do that because we just have to face it, it's true in any business. There are some actors that will do it because they're just gregarious, outgoing personality, but they're missing the point of that we're at work here. This person asked what you can do gracefully. I think the best thing is the clear, direct approach. What has worked for me, what I see working, is if somebody does that, you look them right in the eye and very gently say, I'm working here right now. Could we do this later? Could I talk to you later? I'm working now. Now that shames them a little bit, and they could never talk to you again, but you've got to do that because, in fact, you're helping them out. Yes. You're helping them out, letting them know this is what they should be doing.
Well, can I actually tie that in? Because so many actors think they're not supposed to visit a casting office for an unknown reason. But the reason is because we are working. Because I am sitting, and I'll never forget in Los Angeles, I used to sit in my office or lay down on the floor, and that's how I brainstorm. And it looks like I'm taking a nap. It looks like I've been in writers' rooms, I've been in showrunners' offices where they're laying on the couch with their shoes off and they're closing their eyes and it looks like they're taking a nap. But you know what they're doing? They're working. They're really diving deep into story ideas. And I am really diving deep into lists in my head. So when an actor shows up and it seems like nothing's going on and they want to shoot the breeze and drop off their new headshot or whatnot, I really think that is the crux of the reason that you go, no, you don't stop into casting offices. We're doing a lot of things. You just can't physically see us doing something.
Yeah. I talk about and I almost want to write a book about the what goes on in a waiting room in auditions, and they're very, very different depending on it. But the very best ones are these. If you get to be known at a certain level in a place, you'll walk into a waiting room, and all the guys I know, because we're all competing for the same role, right? But there's a camaraderie there. That's the great energy, is that we're all in this together, and there's a support system. You can feel it walking in when actors know that I'm not here to compete against you. Yes, I am. But what I'm going to do is one of us is going to get this. And you sort of root for each other, right? You can walk into other holding rooms and you can tell, and I think it's because they're not quite as professional. There's so much, I want this badly, that you can feel the tension in the room, rather than the relaxation of somebody who has actually a little bit more experience, knowing it's out of my control. I've done my preparation, just a bit of story to finish it off. There was a marvelous actor, a guy named Mike Rothar, and I grew up together, and we were constantly competing for different roles. And I'd walk in, Mike would be there in the holding room, and we'd go, want a cup of coffee afterwards, a bagel, right? And then we'd look at each other and wink and sometimes kid each other. I hope I get it. If not, I hope you do. And so there was this real wonderful camaraderie we had, but was always a sense of total respect for each other and where we were at. And that's the kind of thing that really, I think, also produces good work.
Absolutely.
When you go into the audition room.
Absolutely. And I think back to the set scenario, it's like, okay, my department was able to do it, thank you, and now here's your turn. And it's all about taking turns.
Absolutely.
It's a kindergarten concept, isn't it?
And it is, indeed.
Cool. Hopefully that answers it.